telling you in the video that I'm about to show y'all that I uploaded today for you guys. It's about those aliens that was in Miami. Now I know everybody probably saw this, but they had to deleted the video, and a lot of people didn't get to actually see the video. So I'm showing it right now. Let's go.
The video revolves around one of the most mind-bending incidents that happened in 2024.
It involves talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace. On New Year's Day, there was a massive police response in downtown Miami.
So, let's begin.
They're like 20 feet tall.
Miami's Bayside Marketplace turned into a scene of complete chaos one night, and nobody could agree on why. Dozens of police cars flooded the area. At least 75 units were reported on scene, while crowds of people came pouring out of the mall, running in every direction. Someone above captured it all from a high angle, and the footage spread fast. The reason? Witnesses were claiming a giant alien had been spotted right there in the middle of the city. Authorities dismissed it almost immediately. But here's the thing, that footage is going viral all over again right now. Maybe people aren't ready to let it go, because deep down, they know there's something to it. Miami alien return. And if the chaos outside wasn't enough, this footage surfaced from inside the mall itself. A figure, tall, dark, and completely inhuman in shape, was caught walking through the corridor like it owned the place. The head, the limbs, the way it moved, none of it matches anything normal. Authorities already dismissed what happened outside. But how do you dismiss this? Whatever was at Bayside Marketplace that night clearly wasn't done making its presence known. Miami alien last mystery. And then there's this one. Same city, same mall area, and this time the footage is uncomfortably clear. A pale, gray, humanoid figure, large, dark eyes, standing upright and moving through the space like it had been there before. This clip surfaced in 2024, and people lost their minds over it. 3 separate videos, 3 separate sightings, all Miami, all around the same location. At some point, coincidence stops being a reasonable explanation. Farmland visitors. A man living near a rural field had no idea what was happening just outside his property one September night. He didn't see anything, didn't hear anything, and went to bed thinking it was just another quiet evening. But his camera told a completely different story. The footage, time-stamped September 1st, caught 2 tall, slender figures standing near the edge of his field, right next to a blinding flash of light. They weren't hiding, they were just standing there, completely still, as if studying the land around them, and whatever brought them there left no trace by morning. Inside Florida. A man in Florida noticed something moving near an abandoned structure in his backyard late at night. When he pointed his camera at it, what he captured was unlike anything he had seen before. A small, thin creature with glowing red eyes was clinging to the side of the wall, completely still, staring directly at him. It wasn't attempting to run or hide, it just watched him back. And if these creatures are deliberately settling in abandoned buildings and empty villages, places where no one ever goes looking, they could have been living alongside us for a very long time without a single person ever knowing. Pentagon UFO. Inside a Pentagon facility, a massive, disc-shaped craft sitting in a hangar like it had been there for years. It doesn't have any wings and nothing that matches any publicly known aircraft. And then there's the second clip, a military jet actively chasing something through open sky. The object ahead of it moves differently and takes sharper turns. The US military has been denying alien contact for decades, but footage like this keeps surfacing. And every time it does, more people start asking the same question. If there's nothing to hide, why does it keep looking like something is being hidden? Mysterious aliens. On a stretch of road near Dallas, drivers stop their cars, phones in hand, drawn to something unusual. In the field beside the road, 3 tall gray figures stood perfectly still, slim and unnerving. No sign of UFOs or any other object, just the silent aliens, as if they wanted to be noticed.
Hold on, I'm still filming.
Oh my, you're just seeing this?
Standing there, they're huge.
Dude, they're like 20 feet tall.
Keep filming, just keep filming.
Authorities were called, but when they arrived, the field was completely empty. Whatever those figures were, they didn't leave footprints or tracks, just vanished, leaving witnesses questioning what they had really seen. Alien catch. A group of experts had been hearing rumors about something living inside an abandoned building in Pennsylvania. They went in with a piece of raw meat as bait and left it out. It worked. The alien came for it. Gray, thin, wide-eyed, and up close, far more unsettling than any photograph prepares you for.
Eat this whole thing.
The strange part was the experts. They barely reacted, like they had seen this before. The building was cleared out shortly after. Nobody has said where the alien is now, and the mystery is now more unclear. Alien discovery. In Peru, workers discovered several preserved alien bodies near the woods. They looked hundreds of years old, yet remained in surprisingly good condition. The bodies were being transported quietly, but footage of them leaked before anyone could stop it. The video spread quickly, drawing attention worldwide. Peru has seen similar discoveries in recent years, but this case felt different. Now, many people are demanding clear answers, as questions continue to grow around what exactly was found. New York retrieval. This footage came with a Portuguese headline that roughly translates to "Unseen images of the American government recovering an alien at a New York airport." And the clip delivers exactly what it promises. On what appears to be an airport tarmac, late at night, figures in hazmat suits and armed personnel can be seen escorting a tall, slender, gray alien away from what looks like a craft. What's unsettling is how calm and organized the whole operation looks, almost as if they had done this exact thing many times before. The fact that this footage was leaked and then almost immediately buried tells us everything about how hard the government works to keep this hidden.
Copy. Moving left. Get him to the 10. Watch your footing. Roger.
Sky visitor. The night before a local festival in Canada, people out on the streets looked up and throwing a concentrated laser beam downward between the buildings. People scattered. Nobody had an explanation. Then it rose, pulled back, and disappeared into the night sky. The festival went ahead the next day. Nobody talked about anything else. Area 51 basketball. Area 51 has been at the center of alien conspiracy theories for decades, but nobody expected proof to look quite like this. The footage was filmed just outside the facility's boundaries and shows what appears to be a tall, gray figure on a basketball court moving around among what look like military personnel in full uniform. Nobody on that court seems alarmed. Nobody is reaching for a radio or stepping back. They're just playing together, casually. If the rumors about Area 51 housing extraterrestrial beings were never true, someone needs to explain what's happening on that court. Open field landing. An explorer out in an open field one day nearly walked straight into something that had no business being there. Sitting in the grass ahead of him was a craft wide, flat, and unlike anything manufactured on this planet. Standing around it were three dark figures, and at some point during the recording, they appeared to notice him. They didn't approach, they didn't flee. They simply went about whatever they were doing, as if one human with a camera was the least of their concern. The exact location has never been confirmed, but the footage spread across the internet almost immediately after it was uploaded. Cop abduction. Late one night, a police officer was patrolling a lonely highway when he noticed a car parked on the roadside. He slowed down to check, but as he approached, a sudden, bright flash lit up the darkness. Whatever happened next, no one could see it. Moments later, the officer had vanished without a trace. The driver of the parked car, terrified, sped away. Many believe it wasn't an accident. An extraterrestrial presence may have abducted the officer's Chile coastline. A family heading to their beach house in Chile for the first time in a while got a lot more than a relaxing weekend. Standing just outside, near the edge of their property, was a figure that stopped them cold. Tall, dark, and thin, with a large, round, white head. It was just standing there, facing them. Not moving, not reacting, just standing. The family managed to record it before it eventually moved off, but the question that nobody has answered yet is how long it had been standing there before they arrived. Cops encounter. In Russia, police were patrolling near the woods late at night when two humanoid figures suddenly appeared. Tall, gray, with terrifying faces, They ran straight toward the officers. The cops stayed for a moment, stunned, then jumped into their cars and sped away to survive. Authorities returned to search the area, but the figures were never found, and the strange encounter remains a mystery to this day. Secret experiment. Footage from an unknown source revealed an alien body inside a secured lab. Expert doctors stood around it, with advanced equipment placed nearby. The alien lay still, eyes closed. No one knows how it got there, or what was done to it. Online reactions were divided. Some called it wrong to treat another being this way, while others demanded answers. One thing is clear: the truth about this alien is being hidden. Cryptid escape. A homeowner kept hearing strange noises outside at night, but never caught anything. So he checked his CCTV and wished he hadn't. Standing in the middle of road was something impossibly tall and unnervingly thin, with limbs that didn't move like any humans should. A cryptid. An alien. Nobody knows. The dog spotted it before the camera did, launching at the fence and barking furiously. Whatever it was, it turned and disappeared into the woods. Credit to the brave dog how it protected the house. Miami Mall creatures. These two clips surfaced right after the Miami Mall incident, and people couldn't stop talking about them. The first shows a large, dark creature casually crossing a road in the middle of the night, moving in a way that doesn't match any animal or human gait anyone recognized. The second clip, pulled from street CCTV, shows what appears to be the same type of creature trailing a man on a sidewalk, completely unbothered by the cameras above it. Nobody has been able to give a clear description of what these things actually are, which is exactly what makes this so unsettling. Because if they aren't human, and they aren't any known animal, the only question left is where they actually came from. Piauí invasion. A quiet village in Piauí, Brazil turned into something out of a science fiction film one night, when multiple glowing orbs appeared over the rooftops. Residents grabbed their phones and followed them through the streets, completely unsure of what they were looking at. 3, maybe 4 of them, moving silently and deliberately across the sky, but what came after the lights is what really shook people. Witnesses claimed the crafts came down, and that whatever was inside them stepped out. By the time authorities arrived, every road into the village was sealed off, and the whole area was placed under quarantine. Now, you don't quarantine a village over a weather balloon. Stuck alien. A hiker making his way up a rocky mountain noticed a gap between the boulders and looked down into it. Looking back up at him was a face, dark, wide eyes, long gray fingers gripping the edge of the rock like it was trying to pull itself out. It wasn't attacking. It wasn't hiding. It seemed like it needed help. The hiker stepped back, and the figure slowly retreated deeper into the mountain. Maybe it is still there looking for help. I mean, who knows? Lab creation. This one takes a different direction entirely. What you're looking at was filmed in August 2023, and people aren't calling it an alien visitor. They're calling it something potentially worse. A creature, small, gray, and moving through a public space while a man walks casually beside it, completely unbothered. The theory that spread fastest? Scientists got access to alien DNA somewhere along the way, and this is what they built with it. The clip was taken down from multiple platforms shortly after it went viral. Venezuelan mystery. On January 3rd, 2026, at 2:12 in the morning, a night vision camera captured something deep inside El Ávila National Park in Venezuela. The footage appears to have been recorded from a moving train, and in the green-tinted darkness, several small figures can be seen moving along the ground outside. They aren't walking like animals, and they aren't walking like people. Nobody on the train reportedly noticed anything at the time, and the footage only came to light after someone reviewed the recording days later. Whatever was moving through that park at 2 a.m., it clearly wasn't expecting to be caught on camera. Yellowstone visitor. A hiker exploring Yellowstone National Park stumbled across something he was completely unprepared for. In broad daylight, he managed to capture a white, slender, humanoid figure crouched near a fallen log, running its hands across the wood as if searching for something. It never looked up. It never noticed him standing there watching. The footage is steady, well lit, and clear enough that dismissing it as a costume or computer generation is genuinely difficult to do. So what was it looking for in the middle of one of America's most visited national parks? Let me know in the comments below. Tiny alien mystery. Footage shared online from an unknown source puzzled many viewers. It showed a tiny alien figure inside a secret room, with a large head and big eyes, matching the typical alien look. Experts appeared to be examining it closely, as if studying something important. The video quickly caught attention, raising serious questions. Many people now believe aliens are real, and there is growing demand for more information, as the truth behind such sightings can no longer stay hidden. Forest runner. A hiker was making his way through the woods when something moved at the edge of his vision. He spun around and managed to catch it on camera, barely. The footage is shaky and rough, but what it shows is hard to dismiss. A bipedal figure, moving way too fast for a human, darting between the trees and disappearing into the woods. No animal runs like that on two legs. No person moves that quickly through dense woodland. Whatever it was, it knew exactly where it was going, and it didn't look back once. Natural alien. There is a TikTok account called Burger Life World that has been quietly posting videos since at least September 2024. In them, a figure with large black eyes, greenish skin, and an unmistakably non-human face speaks directly to the camera. The language it uses isn't recognizable as any known tongue. Most viewers laughed it off as a costume or AI-generated content, but a growing number of people aren't so sure. Because if something wanted to walk among us unnoticed, hiding behind the assumption that everyone would just call it fake, that would actually be the smartest move possible. Chinese village. A security camera in a Chinese village picked up something unexpected on January 1st, 2020. A tall, gray, bipedal figure can be seen standing in what appears to be a wooded area, slowly looking around as if checking its surroundings. It moves with a strange, unhurried confidence, completely unaware of the camera recording it. The footage was later posted on a Chinese site before spreading internationally. For something that supposedly doesn't exist, it seemed remarkably comfortable out in the open. Metro passenger. A man traveling on a metro recently pulled out his phone after noticing something he couldn't quite process. Sitting just a few seats away was a figure that looked nothing like the people around it. Pale, almost white skin, a long, narrow face, no eyebrows. Just quietly scrolling through a phone like any other commuter. The passenger next to it didn't even flinch. Nobody reacted at all. What's strange isn't just how it looked, it's how completely unbothered everyone around it was, as if they couldn't see what was right in front of them. AT-Lian. A group of friends ran into something unexpected outside a shopping mart and immediately started recording. What they captured has been making rounds online ever since. The figure standing in front of them had a distinctly non-human face, large dark eyes, gray skin, and a head shape that didn't sit right with anyone who watched the clip.
Okay. Get what? Them hoe only got one pussy. Straight hoe. Got me hoe. How many pussy them hoe?
It was dressed casually, chains around its neck, completely relaxed in a crowd of people. The friends were talking to it, and it was responding. Nobody around them seemed alarmed. Several people who analyzed the footage ruled out both AI generation and a mask, saying the way the face moved didn't match either. So the question everyone keeps coming back to is, what exactly were they talking to that night?
I'm dealing with an earth hoe. This hoe don't want to suck the tentacle. Straight hoe, get what? Straight hoe go crazy.
Go stupid on that bit.
Mall portal. It was a completely normal afternoon inside a busy shopping mall when the security camera captured something that has no rational explanation. Right in the middle of the floor, a glowing portal opened up out of nowhere. People nearby scattered immediately. It was there for a few seconds and then it was gone, leaving the floor exactly as it was before. What makes this footage so difficult to shake is that it wasn't attached to any event or warning. It just happened. Other dimensions may have always been closer to us than we ever imagined, and maybe the only difference between them and us is that they know how to cross over, and we don't. Road chase. Someone driving through a quiet residential street had no idea they were being followed until they looked in the mirror. Running behind their car, in broad daylight, was a dark bipedal figure, moving at a speed that made no sense for something on two legs. The driver kept going and kept filming. The figure kept running. It wasn't aggressive, it wasn't closing the distance, it just kept pace in a way that felt deliberate rather than desperate. Nobody in the area ever came forward to explain what it was, and nobody has been able to identify it since. Whatever it was, it clearly wasn't trying to hide the fact that it was there. Woods encounter. A group of campers were settling in for the night when strange noises started coming from the trees around them. Someone went to check. What they found was a face looking straight at them from between the trees. Pale, large-headed, with huge glowing eyes that cut right through the dark. Both sides just stood there, watching each other. No movement, no sound. Then it stepped back and vanished into the woods. No direction, no noise, just gone. Those woods still haven't been searched. Backyard encounter. A guy was in his backyard in Valle Hermoso, Mexico, when his camera picked up something standing among the parked cars. The footage is black and white, but the figure is clear enough. Big round head, narrow pointed chin, and two wide black holes for eyes. Exactly how people have described alien beings for decades.
Fue grabado con el monocular, visión nocturna, y aquí como puedes ver estábamos haciendo un paneo.
It stood completely still, staring directly at him. Researcher Jaime Mawson reviewed the clip and called it genuine evidence of extraterrestrial life, even noting a visible reflection in the creature's eyes. Unseen presence. Tammy pulled into her driveway late at night when something across the street caught her eye. Not a person, not an animal. She checked her Ring camera. It was right there in the footage. Tammy saw it herself, in real life, with her own eyes. And then it spoke. It said, "Hello," which can be heard in the video as well. Whatever it was crawling through that yard in the dark showed its presence. Alien crash. One afternoon, in an Indian village, people were shocked when something fell from the sky into a nearby field. Rushing over, they saw a silver, disc-shaped craft buried in the dirt, smoke still rising. Next to it lay a gray-green figure, clearly not human, unconscious and strange.
हमारे गांव में आज लगभग 2 बजे ये यूफो गिरा है और ये एलियन तब का ही बेहोश है.
Villagers gathered quietly, unsure what to do, and no one touched it. What happened after that is still unknown, leaving everyone who witnessed it questioning if the world will ever get answers. Red Eye figure. Back in 2003, someone in Brazil noticed a strange figure crouching in tall grass near a building. It had reddish eyes and skin, unlike anything seen in that area. It wasn't running or trying to hide, just sitting there, watching quietly. The person filming stayed back, unsure what it was. After a moment, the figure moved into the grass and disappeared. Even after all these years, no one has been able to explain what was really seen. Alien ride. An Uber driver pulled over near a Nevada highway to grab dinner from a nearby restaurant. He got back in the car, settled in, and made a phone call. Normal night. But something in the back seat wasn't right. He turned around and sitting right behind him was a gray figure with wide, dark eyes, completely silent. He got out of that car fast. When he came back to check a short while later, the back seat was empty. Whatever had been sitting there was gone. Close encounter. In Brazil, a driver captured a strange moment on camera while driving down a lonely road. 4 glowing orbs hovered directly above his car, moving slowly but deliberately. The lights were oddly dim, not bright enough to see clearly.
Oh, que porra é essa?
Yet their movement felt unnatural. The driver was terrified, especially because the orbs were so close. The entire encounter lasted only moments, but it left him shaken, convinced he had witnessed something that cannot be easily explained. Mysterious watcher. A man noticed something odd near the trees, right outside his front door. When he looked closer, a pale round face was staring back at him from between the branches. Large, dark eyes. Small features. The kind of face that doesn't belong in any forest on this planet. He recorded it and shared the footage online. Nobody believed him at first. Then someone slowed it down frame by frame. The detail that came through changed a lot of minds. That face was not an animal. Not a person. Something else entirely, probably a visitor from another world. Mysterious crossing. Late at night on a California highway, a driver's dash cam captured something shocking. As the car sped along, a strange, alien-like figure suddenly darted across the road. The movement was fast and unnatural, leaving the driver stunned.
What the?
The dash cam recorded every second, showing the figure vanish into the darkness as quickly as it appeared. The driver could hardly believe what had just happened, questioning if anyone else would ever see the same thing. Alien hiding. Last year, late at night, Jessica Ortiz's surveillance camera captured something shocking. A creature with an oblong-shaped head and a strange, thin body appeared on video, moving in a way unlike any human. It was small, about 3 to 4 feet tall, with 2 arms and 2 legs, almost like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
What's the first thing that goes through your mind?
I'm losing my mind. You know, it didn't look like anything I've ever seen before.
The footage shows it clearly, and experts confirmed the video is real. There's no doubt, it's not human. What Jessica caught on camera was an alien, walking quietly in her home.
How does it feel to say out loud, this could be a space alien?
Oh, this could be an alien.
You're not nervous, embarrassed to say that?
No.
UFO crash. Somewhere in Russia, a UFO came down and didn't make it. The craft hit the ground hard, and the aliens inside did not survive. By the time footage surfaced, the area was already sealed off. Hazmat suits, evidence markers, restricted tape, keeping everyone back. Doctors and specialists moved carefully between the bodies. Treating the scene exactly like a crime site. The Russian government said nothing publicly. The footage said everything. Whatever came down that day, someone made sure very few people would ever get close enough to ask questions about it. Unidentified figure. A farmer found wreckage on his land and noticed something moving among the debris. One small creature had survived, pale, with wide dark eyes and a fragile body. It looked like it could break in a moment.
Found this little alien after its UFO crashed on my farm. It was just sitting there.
The farmer picked it up while someone captured the scene in photos. The images quickly leaked online before authorities could intervene. What happened to the creature afterward remains unknown, and whether it was an alien or something else is still a mystery. Creepy encounter. A camper woke up late at night to sounds coming from just outside. He grabbed his camera and went to look. Crouched behind a tree, pressed against the bark, was a thin gray figure with one enormous eye peering straight at him. Then, the eye changed color. Black to red, right there in the dark. It stayed low, watching him just as carefully as he was watching it. Then it pushed off and disappeared into the woods and left a mystery that might never be solved. Close encounter. A hiker moving through the desert near Area 51 ran into something he was not prepared for. 3 gray aliens walking directly toward him, behind them what appeared to be their craft. They were close enough.
I don't care what nobody say. You know, I believe that the angels are slash aliens. I believe that the angels are the same in the one because the same as I believe that the angels are the aliens. Let me tell you why. Because I watched the documentary on the Anarchy Angels. Then they had an Anarchy documentary on aliens. So how can they be the same thing? And then I watched another one that said also, after I told my friend, I said, I believe that the angels and the aliens are the same thing because they said that they were here before we were. They was here first. So I'm like, well, I thought the angels was here first. So I'm just saying that's my belief. That's my opinion. I believe that the aliens and them damn angels is the same as one because they can change into whatever the hell they want to change it to. You see, Lucifer can change himself to a dragon. Then he got horns on his head. They can change it to humans. They can change. They can be whatever they want to be. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I believe the angels are the same thing as the aliens. Because how if they're going to be called the Anunnaki and the aliens is going to be called the Anunnaki too?
Enough that his camera caught every detail. The height, the build, the faces. He kept moving. Somehow they let him. No abduction, no confrontation. They simply walked past like they had somewhere else to be. Most people who see it agree. He was lucky to leave with just a video. Window peeker. A man kept hearing noises just outside his house late at night. He walked to the window to check the street. Before he could see anything outside, something appeared on the other side of the glass looking in. A pale face, large dark eyes, pressed close to the window, staring directly at him. They looked at each other for a brief moment. Then it pulled back and moved away from the glass.
All right, y'all. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and share and subscribe. Hopefully, I have some more good videos for you. But like I said, I don't care what nobody say. My opinion is my opinion, and I believe that those aliens are the alien. I mean, the aliens are the angels. I believe they're aliens slash angels because both of them can't be the gods in the Anunnaki. Just can't. I think they're damn angels. All right. Have a nice night. A good night.